Ben, this is another heavy session, but a satisfying conversation. Thanks for sharing this talk with me. You know, literature has this incredible power to reshape our entire worldview. And there's one character who completely changed how I think about human connection and responsibility. Father Zosima from the Brothers Karamazov.
That's Deep Thought Pappy. What particularly struck you about his perspective on human relationships?
Well, Ben, it's the way he presents this radical idea about interconnectedness that really gets me. He suggests that every single action we take creates these ripple effects throughout society, kind of like how social media works today, except he was talking about this in the 1800s.
Hmm, that's actually quite revolutionary when you think about it. Pappy, what really intrigues me is his distinction between different types of love.
Me too, Ben. His concept of active versus abstract love is so relevant today. You know how people post about sending thoughts and prayers, but won't help their actual neighbor? Zosima would have seen right through that performative activism,
So, in essence, he's calling out what we now call slacktivism over a century before it existed.
right? And what's fascinating is how this philosophy comes to life through Alyosha's character. Instead of staying in his comfortable monastery bubble, he's out there in the mess of family drama, actively trying to help people. It's like watching Zosima'S teachings in action.
Well, speaking of challenging ideas, his perspective on suffering seems particularly relevant to our modern comfort obsessed culture.
You know, that's such a crucial point. Instead of seeing suffering as something to avoid at all costs, he presents it as a potential catalyst for growth. It's like he's suggesting that our modern obsession with avoiding discomfort might actually be preventing meaningful transformation.
That's quite a countercultural message in today's world of instant gratification.
Absolutely right. And what's really mind blowing is how his ideas serve as this perfect counterpoint to Ivan's philosophical skepticism. It's like watching this eternal battle between heart and head play out on the page.
The way Dostoevsky uses these characters to explore such deep philosophical questions is remarkable. But how do you think Zosima's teachings about forgiveness relate to our current call out culture?
That's where things get really interesting. His message that no one is beyond redemption feels almost revolutionary in our current climate. Like, imagine applying that principle to social media, it would completely transform how we handle public mistakes and apologies.
Well, that's a fascinating parallel between 19th century Russian literature and modern digital culture.
And you know what's wild? His teachings about active love versus abstract love seem to specifically call out our modern tendency toward shallow performative activism. It's like he's reaching through time to challenge our Instagram activism.
That's such an interesting point about the timelessness of these ideas. How do you think his approach to doubt speaks to our current moment?
Well, what's really striking is how nuanced his approach to doubt is. He doesn't just dismiss it or treat it as something shameful, he sees it as part of the journey. In our age of deconstruction and questioning everything, that feels incredibly relevant.
So he's offering a more sophisticated way of engaging with faith than either blind acceptance or complete rejection.
Exactly. And what's particularly powerful is how his teachings about suffering and redemption provide hope even in the darkest moments. It's not some superficial, everything will be fine kind of hope. It's deeper than that.
That kind of nuanced understanding seems especially relevant in our current global situation.
You know, that's precisely why we need voices like Zosima's more than ever. He reminds us that love isn't just a feeling or a hashtag, It's something we actively do, that we're all profoundly connected to each other, whether we like it or not.
Pappy, the enduring relevance of these ideas really speaks to something fundamental about human nature.
Ben, that's exactly what makes great literature so powerful. Through Father Zosima, Dostoevsky isn't just giving us beautiful ideas, he's providing a practical philosophy for living meaningfully in a complex and often painful world. And maybe that's what we need most right now. Not just theories, but actual guidance for how to live better, more connected lives.